Hello, this is Megan Turner, your district teacher librarian, and today we're going to be talking about the acceptable use policy that our students and parents sign. So first of all, what is an acceptable use policy? Well, this is something that is a set of guidelines, rules, and of course expectations about our internet and our internet policy. Or our internet use. So we want to make sure that our students have a really firm understanding of this, and especially our parents have a really firm understanding of this, because we will be holding you guys accountable for it. So first of all, why do we have this? Well, we also have it because as teachers and as your administrators and as your staff, we can't always be watching all of our students all the time. So we really need to make sure that our students are being held accountable, they know they're going to be held accountable, and they know what they're going to be held accountable for. So as we go through, I'll be going and just kind of running through it with you guys. So if you would like to pull this up, please don't hesitate to go online to Dinuba Unified and go to our technology page, and it'll be right there for you. Or you can look at it on the website that you found this link. It'll be right underneath it. So as we go through, if you do end up having any questions, please don't ever hesitate to email me at megan.turner@dinubaunified. And I am more than happy to answer any questions for you. So first, what are some of our guidelines here? Well, we have this wonderful thing called netiquette, and netiquette is essentially what we are expecting our students to have in network etiquette. So anytime you're on the internet, this is our expectations for you. So things like be polite. This is anything that when you're dealing with other people online, when you're messaging them, teachers, staff, even other students, you always want to make sure that you're polite in everything that you do. Make sure that you use appropriate language. We know that there is going to be a wide variety of what people view as appropriate, but here in a public education system, we have to make sure that we are using appropriate language. So no swearing, no cuss words, things that are going to be seen as something that you might get in trouble for. You're probably going to get in trouble for saying it, even though it's just written down. So make sure we keep that out. Don't reveal any personal addresses or phone numbers to students or colleagues. Now, this is really important, guys. As a teacher, if we need to find your information, we have other ways to do that. So please don't feel like you need to give that out, because it's really important that you keep your personal information private. Note that any electronic email is not guaranteed to be private. Since we are working on a public education network, it is not private. So anything and everything can be seen. So please be very aware of that if you're sending something to someone, even if it's through a Gmail account or a Hotmail account or a Yahoo account, even if it's on Facebook, we can see everything. So please be very aware of that. Do not use online services in a way that you are going to disrupt other online users. So what that means is if you're in your library and you're using a computer, or you're in your classroom using a Chromebook, and all of a sudden you're like, I really want to watch this video, and it's very loud and disruptive, that may not be very nice to somebody else who's trying to work. So just always be aware of your surroundings whenever you're using the internet. All communications and information are accessible via online services and should be assumed to be a private party. So what that means is if you're going to get online, everything out there is done by somebody else, and so you really just kind of need to be aware of that, so that way you're not doing something or having something put up that you don't know where it came from. That's kind of how viruses get spread. And then of course, anything that you're going to be using, please make sure that if you do see something that isn't appropriate on a website, you report it right away to a teacher. This way, once again, because we can see everything, if we were to ever go back through and look through your history as a student and we see something that was inappropriate, we're going to automatically assume that it was something that was kind of done on purpose, not by accident. So please, if you ever accidentally get onto something and you're like, oh, how'd this happen? Tell your teacher right away. If you tell us and be proactive about it, then we will, of course, work with you on that. So of course, then once you kind of get to know all these expectations, you also have to understand that here in Dinuba, being on the internet is not a privilege, or it is a privilege. It is not a right. So if for some reason there's a teacher or a staff member or an administrator that walks by and sees you using technology inappropriately, the internet inappropriately, we actually can request for you to get your privileges taken away, which means that if you're looking or having copyrighted material in your tests, or you are using threatening or obscene material in your emails, or you are trying to plant a virus on the computers. Even if you're just looking at really inappropriate content on the computer, if somebody catches you, we actually have the ability to request to get your privileges taken away. Now, with this being said, a lot of our internet is filtered. So what that means for our parents and for our students to know is that our internet will not be automatically open. We will make sure to have certain protocols put in place. But unfortunately, because like we talked about, anybody and everybody can post something on the internet, and we can't go through the internet every single day. That would be entirely impossible. So we will have most of the internet filtered. However, once again, if a student were to get onto something accidentally because it wasn't filtered for some reason, then once again, tell your teacher right away and show them what it is. And as a teacher, we actually have the ability to ask for that website to be blocked. So we can make sure that if we are proactive in what we're doing and how we're doing it with our students and our teachers, then we can keep our internet as safe as we possibly can. But just remember, parents, that we can only do so much as teachers. So if you were to go all the way down to a bottom of our acceptable use policy page, there is a place down here that says that we do understand that as teachers we cannot have eyes everywhere all the time on our students, even though we claim that we can and we wish that we could. So we do expect our students to be held responsible, holding themselves responsible for these expectations, because at some point our students are going to go out into the big wide world, and we just hope that we can give them the best understanding of why these things are the way they are. With that note, other things such as our security and vandalism are also in the acceptable use policy. So if you were to try to use another individual's account as a student, and we were to find out that you used that account without permission, then once again, we could revoke your privileges of using the internet. Same thing with vandalism. And vandalism can be described as more than just breaking something or tagging something or writing on something. It can actually be seen as you tried to destroy somebody else's emails. So if you were like, oh, I'm going to go on to line to somebody else's email and erase this, that can be seen as vandalism. If you are trying to upload or download a virus onto the computer, that can be seen as vandalism as well. Please be aware that anything that is seen as a violation, your privileges can be revoked. School disciplinary action may be taken, and or appropriate legal action. So it could even go one step further, guys. So we really want to make sure, once again, that no matter what we do on the internet, whether we're researching for History Day or we're researching for our English class or whatever it might be, that we are doing it responsibly, ethically, and above all else, smartly, because we want to make sure that, you know, we're being responsible about this. And if you ever have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to ask a teacher or a staff member or faculty member, administrator. We are all here to help you. We want you to be successful, and we're excited that we actually have a World Wide Web for you to be able to use on Wi-Fi and landlines. So thank you very much. Once again, if you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to ask, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.